Bruce Wayne is injured, far from Gotham and stranded in a deadly jungle with Deadshot close on his heels. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Detective Comics number 1010 and find out for ourselves, shall we? Alrighty then, so picking up from where the last issue left off, Bruce and his plane full of rich CEO types had been hijacked by Floyd Lott and Deadshot only to crash land on a mysterious island. And then he fought a polar bear and a smoke monster, and there were other people on the other side of the island in a ship full of dynamite, and then it turns out they were in heaven the whole time. Oh, no, wait, sorry, that's not this book. That's the plot synopsis of a really disappointing TV series. Now, as we discover, Deadshot wasn't actually hired to assassinate anyone. For a change, he was just hired to kidnap them and hold them for ransom. Of course, he can't do that right now because he doesn't have the full party. Now, proving that Floyd isn't 100% a bad guy 100% of the time, Deadshot actually ends up becoming a rather unlikely protector to the group of rich folks as the jungle's very many deadly creatures try and make a meal out of them. It's made abundantly clear that these pampered CEOs are actually better off with Deadshot than they are running through the jungle, so they're gonna stay for a while. Now, where did Bruce get off to? Well, it turns out he got saved and dragged away by two World War II vets who have been living in the jungle this whole time, unaware that the war's actually been over for a long time. You know, this actually happens quite a lot in real life. I think a couple years back they actually found a dude who was living in the jungles of Vietnam who didn't know that war was over either. One of the fighter pilots, as we discover, is American, the other one is Japanese. They had first met as enemies, but when one saved the other and they ran out of bullets, they figured it would probably be a lot better if they stayed together. They became quick friends, and now they've been having odd couple shenanigans this whole time. Yeah, Bruce offers to try and help them escape the island, but they're actually comfortable where they are right now. This is where they've lived, grown up, they've even dug their graves for when the day comes and they eventually die. Why, they even have pets, including that panther that attacked Deadshot not a moment ago. Turns out he's only dangerous to other dangerous people. Now, Batman desperately wants to get back into the fight and deal with Deadshot. Unfortunately, he's at a major disadvantage right now. He's still hurt from the plane crash, and he doesn't have his bat suit or any of his gadgets. Luckily, the two World War II vets have a bunch of army surplus sitting around that Batman goes out of his way to jerry-rig into a costume all MacGyver style, and I gotta say, I actually like World War II Jungle Batman. Why, he looks like an action figure you would find in a very small amount. Now, you're probably wondering, won't Deadshot put two and two together that this guy who looks a lot like Batman is fighting him right now only after Bruce Wayne went missing? And the answer to that question is no, actually. No, he won't. Not at all. I guess Floyd isn't that smart, or at least he is afflicted with that same sort of face blindness that a lot of characters in comic books seem to have. For once, though, Deadshot actually does have the upper hand. He brought a gun to a gunfight, and all Batman brought was an old World War II trench club. And as Batman tries to make a beeline to save the hostages, Deadshot goes out of his way to line up what he hopes will be the ultimate kill shot as the comic comes to a close. And so that was Detective Comics number 1010, everybody, and overall it was decent. In fact, I probably liked it a lot more than the issue that preceded it. The nicest thing I can say about it is that it feels like an episode of Batman the Animated Series that you only half remember because it was made up of a lot of elements that were featured in better episodes. But you go back and you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, that was fun, that was pretty clever, those vets certainly stole the show, didn't they? But I'm also probably not going to remember any of this come tomorrow, am I? And that's pretty much how I feel about this comic right now. I have to wonder if the whole story about the vets putting their differences aside to survive the jungle is in some way foreshadowing. Deadshot and Batman being forced to work together, maybe to get off the island. I could see the story definitely going in that direction. Overall, I'd give this a 7.5 out of 10. Perfectly serviceable, but not going to blow anyone away.
Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps drive engagement and helps me out too. Also, if you are a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month, you will get exclusive content that no one else can ever see, and you'll get to see the Comic Multiverse podcast before anyone else too. You can check out all this and more down in the description. And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.